Hi Bongi, I'm Ella and I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions concerning your artworks. Okay, let's begin. So you have made a lot of artworks that looks through the point of view of African women, such as granddaughters, daughters, grandmothers, and even mothers, and their lives, the difficulties in their life that they pass on to each other. So in Mbali Art Book, Book 3, you have an artwork that's called Life of Domesticity. Could you talk to us about it a bit?
Yes, I was wanting to talk about the challenges faced by women in South Africa. So I use symbols like the tablecloth, the teapot, the bowl. Those are all symbols I use to talk about women's work, domestic work. So what I was wanting to achieve was to celebrate the contribution of women's work so that women are no longer exploited, but their contributions are recognized and acknowledged.
And what does the purple stripe mean here?
It was like steam.
Oh, wow.
Like steam coming out of a teapot.
That's amazing. And is there a specific reason why you use these patterns and forms like on the bird and the teapot?
I use pattern a lot to symbolize cycles. Sometimes there's continuous cycles. Sometimes there's broken cycles. And the bird I use usually to symbolize freedom, so that there is hope. There is hope for the future.
I think that's a really beautiful message. Here you have an artwork called Still Life with Wedding Cake, which is a pretty suggestive name, and I think it's really interesting as well. So wedding cakes normally symbolize like celebration and happiness, and here you placed it next to jars or cups with stern or unhappy faces. Could you tell us why you did that or about it?
Well, I guess I was talking about my own experience of marriage. And I think there's an eerie feeling when you look at the wedding cake. It's so pretty and beautiful, but the bride is standing alone. So I guess I wanted to express how I felt in my experience of marriage.
Oh my goodness. So this black and white photo, it brings sort of nostalgia to the image. Is that someone from your family?
That is my mother. Oh, wow. So I was asking the question, is this cycle continuous? Is this a continuous cycle? Is this something that all women go through?
Hello Bongi, I'm Leander. So I have a few questions to ask you, just more general questions about your artwork. So the two works of yours in the Mbali art book were done over 20 years ago. Can you talk to us about your style and approach to art and how it's evolved over the years?
Well, I can explain that very well because we're in the space. Because this exhibition is spanning like 25 years of my creativity. So the earliest pieces are from 98. I think there's a ceramic piece from 98 when I was working at the Barbara Jackson Ceramic Studio in Greenpoint. I started off working with pastel and charcoals.
Okay.
And then over the years, you can see that my work has been growing and evolving. There was a stage where I started working a lot with soils.
Yeah.
I would collect different kind of soils and then experiment with glues. Okay. But the strong glue, the one make for making houses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see that in the Zulu woman. It's made with soil. And then I went into a phase of collage, working a lot with collage.
Oh, nice. Okay. How do you deal with creative blocks or periods of low inspiration?
I don't know if you can you feel music when you look at my work?
Feel music?
Yeah.
Would you like to explain what you mean by like
when I'm creating, I'm always listening to music.
What type of music do you listen to?
Jazz mostly.
Jazz,
Jazz,
okay.
yeah.
So why specifically jazz?
Because it's calm and it kind of takes you to far places, and it's very expressive.
Well, that's expressed in your artwork of how everything's just very calm, mellow, but it still contains a lot of high energy behind it as well.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for aspiring artists who are trying to develop their own voice and style through art?
They must never undermine their power. They can create everything. Everything is possible. Like, for example, I want to give my example. I manifested this exhibition just by focusing on the world. And as I was creating, this painting called The World, then I found that I manifested this exhibition. Wow. I've been using my art as a vehicle for meditation. No? I've used my art for many things, for healing myself. So I found that my art heals me in many ways. And if it heals other people, then, it's even greater. So I've practiced many different types of meditation. I've been to India. Some of the works here, they talk about opening the chakras through meditation. But I've found that painting in itself, all forms of art are very spiritual.
Can you talk to us about like your journey through India, and have you learned any like art skills or a different way to look at life by being in the cultural space of India?
Definitely, it was a life transforming experience, because it was about a month without no phones, no TV, just going inwards, just going into yourself, listening to yourself, learning to listen to yourself. But I think it inspired my quest to see how can I use my art to heal myself. And I think I do that every day, Art is a very powerful medium for healing.